Welcome to a fun, exciting show where we will cover topics from drugs to sex to politics and things you would not even imagine.
Welcome to the DXCarroll show. I am the voice of everyday people. We have a supporting cast here, some nice young ladies, actually, very beautiful as you can see. Here to my left we have Miss Red. So Miss Red, how you doing today?
I'm great, how are you?
Doing pretty good. So what do you have going on nowadays?
When I'm not recruiting and being a mom and all this other stuff, I'm an author and a few other things in the future. I love it. I'll be finished being published by 2013, which is such an amazing year for me. And other than that, I'm just checking out the DXCarroll.
So I understand you're going to be putting out 2 books, right?
Two.
Wow. Okay, so poetry?
Poetry and prose for the heart and soul, and flings.
Flings, wow.
Yeah, flings.
I can imagine what that is.
Well, he did, not too bad.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, to your left, we have Ms. Jean Nicole, who's also a book author, and she has an outstanding book here that we all need to pick up. So, Jean, what you have going on nowadays? Tell us the title of your book.
The title of my book is Blackwater Tales, The Secret Keepers. It is a fiction thriller, and it's available on Amazon.com, and I'm currently working on a new book that is currently titled Unwanted and will be available in May of 2013.
Unwanted, is that personal experiences or...
It is a lot of personal experience, but told through another fiction thriller story.
Gotcha. And to your left, we have Ms. Tish. How are you doing today?
Wonderful, thank you.
Great. So what do you do, Ms. Tish?
First of all, I am a wonderful wife,
Mm-hmm.
a loving grandmother, a beautiful stepmom, and I'm also a 7th grade writing teacher.
Oh, wow.
And my husband and I also on the side, we have our own small business.
What kind of business is that?
We sell coffee, Organo Gold, and he also is a representative for Ignite, where we help people get light.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good thing. So let's jump right into the conversation. So, you hear a lot of women say that they are looking for a good man and they just want God to send them this good man. What is the definition of a good man in your opinion?
The definition of a good man, in my opinion, first of all, he has to be a God-fearing man. He has to believe in God, that's first of all, because a man's steps are ordered by God. He has to be a good provider. He can't whoop my butt. He can't curse me out. Call me out other than Letitia, which is my name. Basically, someone that's compatible with me. We're looking for the same goals. We're going for the same dreams. To me, that's a good man.
So does he have to go to church every Sunday?
Not every Sunday.
Okay. So what if he's one of those holiday type,
I'm okay with that as long as he displays his love for God in the home.
Right.
Because in our house, we will serve the Lord. And we will.
I understand.
And that comes from Granny. You know that big mama, that Medea? Oh, yeah. She didn't play. She didn't play.
Oh, wow. So, Red, what is this? What's a good man?
Good man.
Guys want to know this,
A good man. I need a man like Letitia said, that's guided by God. You have to know what you want. You have to be goal-oriented. No mama's boys. I want you to love her, but, you have to cut those strings when we become one. Excellent provider, and more than anything, he has to communicate, because oftentimes communication is the biggest keys to failures in relationships. That's true.
So do you always communicate?
Almost there. I'm a talker. I'm a talker. As an author, you write? Yeah, I'm a talker. I will write you a note. I will text you a note. I will write you a poem. I'm communicating. Just to get the point across. But yeah, that's what I want more than anything, a communicator. Someone I can communicate with and we can convey our dreams. And anyone who will let me explore my dreams.
Okay. What is a good man for you?
What is a good man? I think that I'm going to have to piggyback and say, obviously, communication is the most important thing in a relationship, and I think a good man for everyone is different. what she wants, she may not want what she wants, she may not want. But I feel like as long as you're honest in the beginning and you communicate whether you want to be a businesswoman and have a man who stays home, or whether you want to stay home, or, you know, whatever the situation is, you have to figure out who you are and what a good man is for you, and then you can find one.
But you know what, Jean Nicole, so many times I've realized that when you tell men what you expect in a good man, they conform to that image until you get married. And then the whole image shatters. And then you start seeing true colors. And you're like, well, you know, you used to cook before we got married. You know, you cook me dinner every night. And now we're married. What happened? All of a sudden we get boiled wieners and bologna sandwiches. So I've learned that.
Yeah.
He settled his relaxed
That's
posture.
that mask.
Not saying he should stop doing that. No. Let me ask you this. So, you explain what a good man is to you. So, I'm gonna give you a scenario. You get a short guy, a fat guy,
Okay.
that approach you. Let's say the short guy approaches you. Would you give him the time of day? He's not the best looker. Would you give him the time of day?
And I can truly say yes, because I've dated a short guy. He was like 5'1", 5'2", and I'm 5'7". And, you know, I wore flats most of the time with him. But, yeah, we dated for a little while, but he had, I call it the short man syndrome, where he became, you my woman. You know, me king, you queen, you serve me. And I'm like, oh, no, dude.
Amen.
No, I'm
Okay,
you know, I'm not that kind of woman.
Right.
So, of course, that's where we weren't equally yoked. We were just not compatible. I could have dealt with the height. That wasn't an issue.
So, Jean Nicole, sorry.
Yes.
So, you get the short guy, average looking. You get the tall, nice looking guy. You've been talking to the short guy for a minute. I mean, would you continue pursuing, or would you push him aside for the tall, good-looking guy?
Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
There are classic good looks. Nobody can deny that Denzel Washington is a good-looking man, or so on and so forth. But as much as I like that, for me, it's all about attitude. And there's some short men who got a lot of swag. You know, if you met a Jay-Z, he's not a looker, but if he walked up to you the way he walks and the way he talks, you're going to be into that person. And if I met a short man and I like the way he approached me, hey.
Have you ever dated one?
I have dated short men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've dated big men too. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that so? So, would you date this big guy? It looks like Mr. Patrick. Nice looking. Patrick is nice looking. Patrick is nice looking.
My friend, yes, he is.
Would you date Patrick? Would you give him the time of day?
Well, me and Patrick would probably, I don't know, we'd probably end up with boxing gloves on, because we have those personalities that precede us. But, yeah, I don't have this standard, oh, he has to be good looking, he has to be this. He has to be a man that respects me. If you respect me, you got my attention, number one. If you have a decent conversation. Now, the extra coolness, I know some guys like to stay, they want to be 18 forever. I need you to grow up, transfer those old ways, it's just in, like you say, swagger. I mean, there are some guys who have some amazing swagger. They can walk up to you and sweep you off your feet, and there are some you're like, yeah.
So how do you feel about meeting a guy who, let's say you have a kid. Meet a guy, he is of a different religion as you. Would you, what would you make the kid? Does the kid make a choice, or does he have to go with you? Meaning, you're a Baptist, he's Catholic. How do you balance that?
We share it. I mean, we should have a shared interest in each other's religion. It's a give and take if you want to be in that relationship. You have to.
Would you give him an ultimatum, as meaning we need to be with the same religion, basically?
Oh, not at all.
I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person, first of all. So as long as our fundamental morals and values, our ethics coincide, then, as
long as you're not a zealot, you do your worship and I'll do what I do. And
Right.
as far as kids don't make decisions.
True.
Adults make decisions.
Okay.
Kids make decisions when they turn 18.
They have their own houses. They have to make decisions in.
When is the right time to join bank accounts? Would you join bank accounts?
No. No.
Why?
I'm sorry. That was an easy question.
Why not? Why not?
No. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I can truly say it's because I've been so independent for so long. Because I lost my mother and father at a very early age. So I've had to struggle and build on my own. And I've had things taken from me by men.
Okay.
Okay. And I've learned, and my mom taught me, you always have your own. You always have your own. Now, my husband and I, we do have a joint bank account,
Okay.
but I also have my own account with the S. But we do have a joint bank account. Okay.
So, just curious, why not just one big account? I mean, you are one with them, so I'm just asking.
I think that's more of an insecurity on my part for being taken for granted for so long by men. So that's a safety net for me. And I know once you get married,
Right.
you are one, but some things I think should be two. And one of them is our bank accounts. And a lot of divorces end because of communication and finances.
Finances, biggest divorce. Yep.
So,
So you agree?
I
Separate
absolutely 100% agree. A wise man once told me, drink the same wine but from a different cup.
Mm-hmm.
And that means we are together and we are a team, but we are two separate people. And you have to be two separate people to love one another, in my opinion.
Right.
And it's just less confusion. When it comes to money, it's just less confusion. And my grandmother said the same thing, always have your own, always have your own. It'll be the thing that ends up saving your marriage before it destroys it.
and you know that's so true because it has. The separate bank accounts have really pretty much saved our marriage. Because when one of us failed to produce finances, that safety net was there to supplement that finance.
Right.
So I can agree with that totally.
I'm gonna have one account. Well, let's go to you. Oh, but I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, I have to agree with my girls, Jean, Nicole, and Tish. Yeah, if you've been taught that in my first marriage, well, only had one, but that, yeah.
In your first marriage?
Yeah, only one, yeah, he taught me. Yeah, and then my grandmother and my mom say, you never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that means I keep my money here and we're good. Because some men can't know that you have XYZ dollars because they spend more than what's needed. Why? Oh, well, babe, I just thought it was a good investment. No, you don't invest our money without talk. So to avoid that, us having that conversation after the fact and me going to jail for doing things that I shouldn't have done because you took my money.
You want
I'm
to
gonna play with my money. We gotta pay a mortgage, so it saves it.
Fred, because my husband is just the opposite. He's very frugal and thrifty. Extremely frugal.
You are so
Even
lucky.
when I go into the joint account, he's like, you want to do a joint account? What did you need it for? You can get out your account? How much is the joint account? Watch the balance in the joint account. So he's extremely
That's good.
frugal.
That's why I'm
That's
mad.
good.
Okay.
That's good.
So I can really commend him for that.
So
Yeah.
you spend a lot?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm the one that does the spending. But that's why we are equally yoked and we balance
That's
each other
good.
out.
That's good. That's amazing. Congrats, girl.
Thank you.
Commitment. Do you feel pressure to make a man commit to you? Clock winds down.
Again, in relationships, it's all about communication. It's about what you want. If that's what you're looking for, then I definitely don't believe in pressuring anybody,
Right.
but letting it be known what you want, putting the ball in their court, and you sit back and watch what they do, and then you have enough information to make your own informed decision. But I'm not gonna pressure anybody.
So, Red, you're in this three-year relationship with this guy, and you know, 3 years you're looking at, hey, what's it gonna be? Like, you know, are we wasting time? What's the conversation like?
With me, I'm not a procrastinator. Well, with my books I was, but more or less when it comes to relationships, I'm a stickler. This is what I want. This is what we need to want. If we're not on that same page, then we're just going to be a couple and just, you know, later on dissolve, what have you. But my thing is, you go into it, most guys, well, let's move together because, you know, I want us to get married and everything. And okay, you have to know when you're ready. Because oftentimes we get engaged, but you're just not ready. And it's okay if you're not ready. You could be engaged 5 years. If you're not ready, you don't commit to that, because then you're going to be committing to a divorce. And, hey, rather break up and not have to pay all this money to an attorney. So, yeah, commitment with me is just...
Man, you know what we need to make this track go platinum? Is a singer, a real good singer, like Usher, Milli Vanilli, one of them boys.
Yo, John, I know what you mean, son. I know where we get this real dope, stupid, funky, fresh, super duper, like funky duper, duperly funk, stupid, funky, fresh, funk duplexin', Lexin', Texan.
All right, man.
Yo, son. I know we get this real good talent.
All right, man. Cool.
I'm the twice, you're the one, that's three. A to the B equals C. Feel my cheek. Free Gucci Mane. Free booties
and elbows and doing backflips. You got $5 I can borrow.
I get down for mine. With them I go with the steel. And that pistol low.
Ow! Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord, save me. Help me, please, child. Oh, there you go. Told you I got somebody. Yeah, I remember doing things like this back in 72, 73, you know. I was one of the first dudes ever auditioned for the Shy Life. Hey, Shorty, you ready?
Oh, yeah, baby, for sure. Go ahead, hit that track. I'm putting my heart and soul into it.
Okay, it's rolling.
How I know that you can be the one that's having fun up in the sun. Yeah, I know that you I know that you that me to start.
Hey man, this guy sounds great.
I know, man. I got that fool out of Third Ward.
Man, I can't believe we getting this shit from motherfucking crackhead.
Keep it real with auto-tune.
Man, this is better than crack.
Said I'm gonna take it up, take it up, take it up on that. I know that you.
It's just when we're ready, because there's no forcing it on a person, because to me that's going to make that person, you know, they're going to have regrets. I don't want you regretting or feeling bad. You married me. I married her because she says she wanted to get married.
But you know, some guys get relaxed. And
Complacent.
if you never say anything, he will have a 6-year relationship with you and some kids.
No, he's going to have a
And
6-year
still
relationship by himself. Yeah, you're right. That does happen. Yeah, that's true.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's almost a deja vu because it's happening right now in my household. My son and his fiance, they've been engaged for like, what, 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
And they're just living in my home.
Right.
And my husband and I are having this conversation like, okay, well, baby, I know that's your son.
Right.
But we need to, get some things going because they just laying up making babies. Because now I have 2 grandchildren. One is a month old and one is 2. So as far as forcing, I don't want to get in their business, but I'm almost tempted to have a talk with the young lady.
Right.
Her mom stays 2 blocks away.
Right.
I'm like, baby, I understand that you love my son. I understand that y'all have children. But when is it that you're going to finally go ahead and either tie the knot or let it go?
Right.
Until you guys are at a point in your life where you're ready.
Right.
Because you just can't keep doing this.
Let me ask you this, just hearing that, I mean, because what I'm getting, that can cause problems
Yeah.
in a relationship. That can end a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you do in that situation?
Kids? Me or?
Yeah, what would you do
Me?
in that situation?
I wouldn't be in that situation. I mean, I know everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect, infallible. But yeah, we're going to have a baby and then we're going to do things because this child needs a good life. And that's my whole premise on it. That child deserves the best that you can give he or she. And laying up there having more babies and living with mom and dad, and you're actually living on mom and that's not going to work for me. I love my people. My children tell you, my peoples, I love them. But my dime, no, you can't have all the babies you want. You have to be responsible. You have to get an education. You have to do something because that child better be happy.
Right.
And the only way they're going to be happy is if it has 2 successful parents, whether you guys marry or not.
We almost feel like enablers, like we're okaying this situation. And my husband in the beginning was like, look, our son can come home, but she needs to go to her mom. Her mom stayed 2 blocks away, and me. And she came, Miss Tish, is it okay if I come along? And me,
No, because of the babies, I know.
Yeah,
well,
the
no,
baby.
we as when you become a grandparent, you just like lose all those crazy idealisms, and it's like you get cool, and the little baby like, oh, take your baby out, look,
But
hey, get them efficiency. All y'all live happily ever after.
right. But you still have to, because it's fine, I understand, kids do go through hard times, but then as a guy, you have to make them responsible.
Put some boundaries
at some
out there.
point. Yeah, because if, I'm sure I'll probably do the same thing with my kid, and I would, if I get married, I would want her to say like, hey, look, you hindering your son. He is not going to be a man because as long as you are spending or, because he's going to lay up all, because I would do it, if I was in this situation.
Well, you'd be paying me $500 rent, half on all the bills, buy your own groceries, look here, you need a refrigerator and you're going to pay this extra money, because it's just, you have to let them know this is what you're going to pay out there, and I'm going to have rules and curfews, and grown people don't want rules and curfews, so guess what? You need to get your own place to do this stuff at.
My parents always say, you can stay, but we're not going to make you comfortable. As an adult, we're going to make you as uncomfortable as possible until you move.
And that's basically what happened. You sound exactly like my husband.
I mean, 11 o'clock.
He would
not hear no noise.
Nothing. No cable. You can't have friends on here. Your home. You cannot have a cable box. If you want cable, pay $46 for a box.
Right.
Put it up there. You need to pay. You getting unemployment now. I understand hard times. Okay, well, I'm sorry, man. Pat you on the back. But you need to pay rent. And I'm, me being a mother, I'm like, baby, maybe he's saving to get their apartment.
You gotta put that arm on.
Look,
Just man
what
up.
the husband's doing.
Just man up. No, gotta go.
So, and it's so funny because we just had this conversation last night. Well, my husband's like, well, look, because it was putting a strain on our relationship.
And it will.
Because I was steady protecting my baby, but he's like, your baby is 24 years old.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He
got his boo.
He's going to be 40 years old and laying up stomach on me.
And he's like, baby, he's 24 with 2 kids and a so-called fiance. okay, we need to put some rules down because you and I are not seeing eye to eye, and it's putting a strain on our relationship.
Yeah, and you deserve a decent life because they,
Right.
I mean, you've done everything for them. My thing is, as a parent, we do everything for you. We give you the tools. If you decide to veer off track and do something different, guess what? You're bad. I need you, you have 90 days. I'm giving you 90 days.
Right.
Get a job, an apartment, do whatever you want to do. But you can't get up out of here because I'm traveling and I'm locking down the house when I leave. You cannot stay here. You can't enjoy my luxuries. What? That's my stuff. You got to go. I love you. See you for holidays, baby birthday, those kind of days. But all of no. And you're a sweet person. You want a boot.
But it stands for more than that. See, by me losing my parents at such an early age and having my son at such an early age, and see, during the time I lost my parents, my son was 7 months, and I was only 19. So we went through so much together. And then when my son's father being on drugs, that was another blow to me. So I'm looking at my 7-month-old baby, and he's 24, but I see my 7-month-old baby and say, well, we all we got.
So it sounds like he's more of a security blanket for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I feel like parents do injustices to their kids to serve their own insecurities. They think that they're doing for them,
Right.
but really they're doing what makes them feel good.
Because you're hindering him from going out and getting that life that he's so rich and deserves. And it might hurt you to tell him, Tisha, it might hurt you to say, look, I love you with all my heart,
Let him go.
but you gotta go.
Yeah.
You know.
We're getting to that point. We really are. We really are. And we're just getting to that point. Because like I said, last night, my husband wrote the rules out.
Right.
And he was like, you gonna read them.
Right.
And I'm like,
oh, it's serious.
So
It's real in there.
I said, okay.
You
So
can read the rules.
And you said you gonna read them.
Yeah.
So you know me, well, I need to take a shower first.
Procrastination. Let me freshen up before I read these.
So, but finally, we did. We had the meeting, and he sat there, my husband in me, and I read the rules, and they were very receptive of them, and there were some ill feelings that came out from my son, but it had to do with my son and my husband. And then when I said what I said, my son was like, Mama, I'm a man. He said, I fell on some hard times, but I'm not 7 months anymore. Let me be a man. And oh my God.
It just hurt your heart.
But I mean, it's a good thing because
And he acknowledged that he's a man.
I think your husband's going to help him. And as well as you, I mean, make those steps, you know, because you, like you say, you got to let go. Or you will be sitting there and he's 40 years old and y'all have a house full of grandkids.
And a bunch of cats.
You can't travel, all your money's gone, bank account drained.
Husband.
And husband.
Yeah, Lord.
Yeah. How do you feel about trust and infidelity?
Trust good, infidelity
bad.
You know, trust is the foundation. Infidelity, I mean, once it's done, it's done.
It's done,
You know
so
what
you
I'm
go.
saying? It's
done.
and don't let me find out about it.
No
If
second
I do
chances.
it,
I mean,
no.
mistakes happen.
You know, mistakes do happen.
I'm coming to you.
You know, if a mistake happens, it needs to be like a good 10, 15 years maybe into the marriage, and it's one mistake, you know, if that.
If that, right.
But not, you know, a couple years, couple mistakes, you know, no, we can't do all that.
Okay. So you seem to have a lot on your mind.
I was just listening.
Share with the world.
Okay, trust. If I don't trust you, I can't marry you. It is what it is. And you know, they can say, well, you know, people change. Yeah, they change, but not always for the better. They change just long enough to get through that hurdle where they hurt you so you can get over it, or so they think you got over it. I can forgive you because I had to, but I can never forget it. And the first thing you do, bing, it's right there. It's like, oh no, you didn't. And you know, I've forgiven. I had to learn to stop punishing myself. And see, when I get hurt, now, I gotta go. That's what you got, keys and trips and girlfriends for. Girl, go on the road trip. But infidelity, yeah, there are some infidelities you just can't get past, no matter what you do, how you say it. I'm sorry, I'll never do this again. Blah, blah, blah. You probably won't do it to me, but, you know, hey, ooh, yeah. And I've forgiven some doozies, and I'm like, yeah, okay, Lord, you say be forgiven. I'm trying to work. I'm working on that. I'm work in progress. But, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I'm just...
Okay. Well, let me say this. Being married for 6 years, I trust him, and we trust each other. I've not had any type of doubts or any insecurities. I love my husband, he loves me, and I trust him.
Right.
Okay. But before marriage, I've been in a relationship with a married guy, and it was a 6-year relationship. And it became very abusive, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I mean, to the point where it was just unbearable. And I was able, with the help of police, to exit that. Would I want that to happen? And karma, I do believe in karma, and I pray to God every night, you know, please forgive me of that. Please forgive me. And so far, I have a beautiful marriage, and I have a loving, godly husband.
That sounds like it.
Yes, I do. I really do. And have I forgiven myself for it? I think I'm still working on that, and that's been over almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that part of me, because sometimes he'll do something and you know,
A flashback.
yeah, I have a flashback of maybe what, and he's like, babe, I'm on my way home, and then he don't get home till 2 or 3 hours later.
And you're
I have to say, I mean, I'm the same way. I may call, well, not call, I don't know call, but I have friends, and I may say I'm on my way, and it might be 3 hours later.
Yeah.
I think that's just a man thing. It's not intentional. It's just we veer off, you know. We're not built like women, like, you know, y'all can really multitask.
Right.
We're not built like that. But let me ask you this. Being that those things happen, did you bring those things into your relationship when you first got into the relationship? And
Fortunately, I did not, because when I came into the relationship, it was totally fresh. That had ended maybe 2 or 3 years before we even met. Right. And I stayed alone, and I worked on me. I was getting my bachelor's degree at the time. I had a little small business that I was doing, and was working full time and doing a lot of things with my son. He was in AAU athletics, and so I kept myself busy. So that happened for like 3 years before, like I said, before we even met. So all of that, I didn't bring any baggage, not that baggage, into our relationship, but it was some things that he was going through that, to me, he brought into the marriage. And we really had to work on some things. For the first couple of months of marriage, I thought we get this no.
Oh, the first 3 years was crazy. One of the first months.
I thought we'd get this a no, and I can go on with my life, and you can go on with your life, because this is not working for me. I'm married for peace, not for arguing and fussing and fighting. And then, you know, he's like, wait a minute, baby, it's not that serious. You know, hold up. So we talked about it, and even today, we're in counseling, and our marriage is getting a little bit stronger, because, you know, Rome wasn't built overnight.
Right.
So it's getting stronger, because like I said, I have issues with my son, don't touch my baby. And it's some other issues that he has that he's dealing with, so we're working them out.
Communicate with each other. I think that's most important. Make sure you hear each other out. I think that'll work out.
Can I interject just one moment?
Go ahead.
Tish, you have to forgive yourself, because you still haven't forgiven yourself, and you didn't do anything wrong. Oftentimes we're in relationships that aren't good for us, and we know it, and we know we need to get out of them, but we stay in them, because I've been there, and it's just so not worth it. You're better than that. You have so much power, and you got to take your power back. And by doing so, you have to forgive yourself. Everything else will clear itself out because you're a godly woman. And God has given you a godly man, which is really good for a marriage. You have got to forgive yourself. Because I had to do that. I was my biggest enemy. Yes. I beat up on me. It's my fault. And I don't know why I'm so mean. I wasn't, you know why I was mean? Because these bucketheads made me mean. You know, they did stupid things. And I'm like, I'm not used to, why am I had a guy that used to just yell. Baby, whoa! And then when my youngest son would be talking, he would be talking, I said, little boy, look at me, here, I'm mom. But he said, we don't talk like that. Because my kids had never seen me and their dad argue or fight, so the first time we got into an argument, my son was like, don't talk to mom like that. You know, he just never saw that. So me and my ex-husband never communicated like that. And so getting in a relationship with someone who's just, wherever they are, it kind of bring that to you and you kind of hold it and you're like, I'm going to work with it, I'm going to change him. You can't change people. People have to change themselves. And you don't need to try to change them. You love them from a distance, say, look, when you get you together, if it's meant for us to be, we'll be. But you have a beautiful spirit and you got to let go of you beating yourself up. And
What's up, man?
I know things got a little bit crazy at the club.
What you end up doing?
Man, I'm at this chick's apartment.
Okay, that's what's up.
But look, I'm gonna need for you to come get me, like, now.
You alright, man?
I just took this chick's Doritos.
What? Doritos?
Just hurry up before she wake up and find out.
Alright, give me a second, man.
Cool. Hey.
My Doritos.
wherever they are, it kind of bring that to you and you kind of hold it and you're like, I'm going to work with it, I'm going to change them. You can't change people. People have to change themselves. And you don't need to try to change them. You love them from a distance, say, look, when you get you together, if it's meant for us to be, we'll be. But you have a beautiful spirit and you got to let go of you're beating yourself up and you're too good for that. You've got to let go.
So, Miss Nicole, Jean Nicole, let me ask you this. So, in today's life, do you think morals and values have been lost? Are they lost?
I say this all the time. I think that there is just a general lack of integrity nowadays. I don't think that the morals and values have necessarily been lost because I think that people know what they are. It's just, and I don't know, I really don't know what is. And I talk about this all the time because I have lots of friends that are teachers, and sometimes there's just so much hostility between, you know, teachers and parents. And, you know, when I was a kid, my teacher lived right down the block. She went to church with my grandmother, you know, so if she gave me a stern talking to or a pop, it wasn't a big deal. And you kind of wish that it could be that way today. It would be good for everyone. However, you can't even trust teachers with your kids anymore. You know, I would love to have a teacher. I would love to have a village raise my child. And there was a time when you could do that. But now you can't. And it's just, and I don't know what the source is, and I don't think it's music, and I don't think it's TV, and I don't think it's movies. I don't know what it is, but there's just a general lack of integrity in our generation, our world right now.
What do you think we can do to better it?
Well, being a 7th grade teacher, you're right. I have to piggyback off of her. Because the one thing that I always start my class with, we do a quote of the day. And it's a quote from Martin Luther King, or Frederick Douglass, or even sometimes Black Pearls. I grab quotes from there. And I have my students, we'll discuss it, because some of them, they don't understand what the quote means. So we'll discuss it, and I get some feedback from them. But the one thing that I noticed that my kids, they don't know what moral and ethics are. They have no clue. A lot of them don't know what responsibility really is. And these are 7th graders. They have absolutely no clue. And then when I meet the parent, I understand why.
Yeah.
Because the parent usually is in their, either they're in their late 20s or early 30s, with sometimes several children. And when you're dealing with parents that have been raising themselves from 14, 15 years old, and they have children, they're going to only give what they know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I step in and say, let me show you what it is.
Right.
You know. So has moral ethics been lost? To me, yes. There is a generational gap where it is totally lost.
Do you think they should form classes for parents in the schools, maybe?
No, I don't think that they should form classes, because I'm a very big believer in personal responsibility. And anything that's out there that you want to know, it's not hard to figure out. And no class is going to change that, because if you don't have the motivation, you can have a million classes, but you're not going to go.
That's true.
And if you had the motivation, you would already know, because you can Google anything you want to know. You can ask somebody who's doing what you want to be doing. The motivation has to be there. And if you don't have the motivation, you can't just keep providing and providing and providing for people who don't have the motivation. Use the resources on the people who are already doing what they need to be doing. Let the other people figure it out and find their way over, in my opinion.
Okay. So I have to ask Red the #1 question that guys talk about. They say during the course of a relationship things are good, and I'm going to say this. I probably shouldn't use this word, because Ms. King going to get me, but during the course of a relationship, sex is great, lots of it.
Oh, yeah.
Then you get married,
Oh, yeah.
and the sex cuts off.
Oh, yeah.
What's They want to know why.
Well, here's the thing. It's a two-way street. The same thing I did to get you and you did to get me, you have to bring that to the table. No woman wants her back rubbed, baby, baby, baby. I need you to incite something in me. I need to feel that passion. And if I don't feel that passion, what's the need? What's the point? It's just a duty. I mean, really? A trained monkey could do the duty. You want a trained monkey in the bed with you? No. Let's be realistic.
Right.
Treat me like your queen every day. Every now and then bring me some flowers. Oh, baby, you're so pretty. You know, even when I look my worst, you better tell me I'm beautiful. You know, it's just encouraging, because you're keeping me interested. Just like with you, you lose interest. And I know oftentimes guys say after a lady have a baby, this and that, and she look like this, she look like that. You know what? Let's work out together. Instead of being critical of me, because y'all get guts. That's not cute, you know. So, but we don't say anything. We just let you roll with your little gut and everything. But passion, it has to be a two-way street. It's not just about her. He's like, I mean, you're saying guys saying this, yeah, it's gone, because she's like, really? I mean, every woman wants to be wild. Every woman wants to be romantic.
Right.
It's not just a novel, it's real life.
So what do you do to feel your husband's love tank?
What do I do to feel my husband's
Ooh.
love? Wow. Okay.
How do you do it?
Well, first of all, after being married 6 years, like I said, we were still in the counseling mode. It did slack off, because we allowed issues of the day affect our nights. And that happened quite frequently. So that's when we had to break out the toys, and, you know, he had to break out the lotion. We had to break out the things, because we weren't touching each other. Okay. So now, we had a conversation that he was like, you know, babe, you used to come home at lunchtime, and we used to do those little lunchtime quickies. What happened to that? I'm like, okay, I'm a teacher. I have 30 minutes to lunch. That's how long it's going to take me to get here. Okay? So, you know, and he talks about those little quickies. And he's like, well, wait about when you're out for the summer and the house is just ours. What happened to our little daytime quickies?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know, what happened to all of that? And I went, Yeah, well, I say we did. We stopped everything, didn't we?
Oh, that's not good.
No, that is not good.
And he remembers it, so.
Yeah, so that means...
It just dwindled off. I think we got comfortable with each other being there, and it went to, baby, we gonna do it tonight? Okay.
Surprisingly, go on a trip. Just go away for a day. Go to the DoubleTree downtown and stay.
The whole weekend.
The whole weekend. They have the House of Blues down there. You can have a wonderful dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go. Oh, and there's all kinds of nice clubs. You know, clubs for our age group. You know, you know, it's not just about all that young music. And you can look jazz, everything, and you can just enjoy yourself. Just get away. You know?
I agree. Now, are you single?
No, I'm in a relationship.
So, what do you do to fill your man's love tank? You don't have to get laughing.
I'm not doing a lot, to be quite honest. But that's something that needs to be worked on.
Is the relationship fresh, or is this...
Man, you know what we need to make this track go platinum? Is a singer, a real good singer, like Usher, Milli Vanilli, one of them boys.
Yo, Don, I know what you mean, son. I know where we get this real dope, stupid, funky, fresh, super duper, like funky duper, duperly funk, stupid, funky, fresh, funk duplexin', Lexin', Texan.
Hey, man.
Yo, son, I know we get this real good talent.
All right, man. Cool.
I'm the twice, you're the one. That's 3. A to the B equals C. Feel my cheek. Free Gucci Mane. Free booties
and elbows and doing backflips. You got $5 I can borrow.
I get down for mine. With them I go with the steel. And that pistol low.
Ow! Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord, save me, help me, please, child. Oh, there you go. Told you I got somebody. Yeah, I remember doing things like this back in 72, 73, you know. I was one of the first dudes ever auditioned for the Shy Life. Hey, Shorty, you ready? Oh, yeah, baby, for sure. Go ahead, hit that track. I'm putting my heart and soul into it.
Okay, it's rolling.
How I know that you can be the one that's having fun up in the sun. Yeah, I know that you can be the one that's having fun that's in the sun. I know that you that's me to start.
Hey man, this guy sounds great.
I know, man. I got that fool out of 3rd Ward.
Man, I can't believe we getting this shit from motherfucking crackhead.
Keep it real with Auto-Tune.
Man, this is better than crack.
Said I'm gonna take it up, take it up, take it up all night. Cause I know that you
A little bit over 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just,
I can place it at that time.
you just, there's just so much going on, you're tired, you
have
just
things to do.
don't feel like it, and then also, when you're in a relationship, you know, you gain those love lumps. And honestly, like, I don't feel as sexy you know, because all we do is eat, all the time.
Yeah, they take you out,
drink,
they get you
laid out. Yeah, and it's just like, I did not look like this when I met you. You know, I don't want me to act like that. No, don't touch me. Just leave me alone. You know, and that's a big issue.
It's a woman thing. We have to look and feel that exact same way because, you know, we know, hey, he was looking at me, and, you know, you guys are so interested, but for us, we have this perfectionism about ourselves. We have to just look our best at all times. It's just how we are. I mean, that's how us.
So how do you feel? Are you in a relationship?
Yes.
So how do you feel his love tank?
Well, I'm a cook, but I'm also a romantic. I will plan whatever, you know, hey, we're going to have this romantic dinner. He comes home from work, and he's one of these braggers. He's like, you know, I like Moscato, and I do all the different blends of Moscato. I'm a cook, y'all. Okay. Cook. So when he gets this amazing meal, he's like, oh, yeah. And I'm a massager. I do massages. And so, you know, that will take you to a different place. And it's not about being a professional at doing it. There are pressure points that you can hit that just drive the person crazy, but it also relaxes their body, and they know you care about them. It's a different type of connection. And just massaging the shoulders, just gently, the arms, just gently. It makes that person feel good because you're like, this person cares about me, they care about my well-being. Even when they're eating, you can go behind them while they're drinking a little wine and massage the neck a little bit because these are where we're our most tense. And right here in the lobes, right here. I mean, you just relax your entire mindset. Intimacy without being totally intimate, you know?
And I think that's what we lost in the marriage, the intimacy part. Because before we would put on the music, I mean, we used to play strip dominoes. Yeah.
You thought I had that.
Yeah, we played strip dominoes.
Get the palms ready.
Yeah. And I would wear the cute little Victoria's Secret G-string kind of stuff. Oh, girl, I ain't got it on. And we would do little things, but, you know, the bed, that wasn't an option. It was where we are.
Right.
You know, it was, and then it went from that to, okay, we're going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to get the lubrication. I know you're not going to be wet. Pop in a porn tape. You know, let me pop in a porn tape, massage myself till I'm ready. I mean, and it's like,
yeah, it gets
okay, so I'm laying that way, you ready yet? You know, it just,
it's
got to that point.
no participation.
None.
You know, there was no foreplay or anything. You just like straight and dry.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want, I don't know about you, but sometimes I want to be intimate and not have it always lead to sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Just
sometimes,
some touching and
yeah,
relaxing
like
and
sometimes I want you to
cuddling.
give me a massage and not know that afterwards,
Yeah.
you know, like, but when you're dating, you know, you get intimacy without sex because it's like, okay, good night,
touch each other.
and you go home and it's
so
been a great night and I'm gonna go to bed and it's wonderful and
Yeah, he
you
go
know
home and take a cold
sometimes
shower.
right, it's like I don't.
But I mean, it's like,
A little intimacy.
for a guy, I mean, especially if he is physically attracted to you, it is not going to happen. I mean, what man's going to sit there rubbing the shoulders and he is looking at this body that he adores?
My husband did it for 6 months, and I'm ready. I'm like, oh, I know you. You know, I'm laying in the bed, just, you know, and he's like rubbing me and rubbing. I'm like, yeah, and then he's like, all right, baby, good night.
Oh.
Dude, what? Well, I want you to understand that it's just not about your body and the physical connection
that
you
is
have.
so
It's all
real.
about, oh, now y'all see why I'm married.
Yes.
But we, somewhere along the way in the years, we lost it.
I'm going to need for y'all to get it back.
I want it back. I told you,
Real
go to
quick.
Doubletree and remember everything you used to do. Everything. Just small things. Call him. Hey, babe, what you doing? Miss you, love you. You know, just, you know, send him a picture of your face. You know, anything to help connect. Tell him, send him a little text. I love you. I miss you. I wish you were home right now. You know, those little connections, those are communications. Those little connections help so much. I really miss you. I miss how we used to be. You know, that makes them think, all right, I'm going to do something. You know, say, you might tell your son, you know what, y'all got to get gone for about 4 hours.
Take his money, man. Y'all go ahead.
But it's just something to help you guys to connect because you love your husband and obviously he loves you so much.
Yeah.
And you just want to connect because I love black love. I love our black love. I love to hear about it. It's just amazing, especially marriage because so many marriages I have, they just end. And it's like, I wish I would have done this, I wish I could have done that. You know, maybe if I would have done this, we'd have stayed married, you know, whatever. But whatever you can do, because you sound like you have an amazing marriage.
I agree.
I married your husband here, and he sounds great. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It's just the connection. You guys have an amazing connection, and everyone will get that, you know. That intimacy without, whoa, like she was saying that. Ooh.
And you know, you just don't know how much it'll get you in
That's
the
true.
future. You
That
know what
is
I'm telling you, that intimacy will make you, without the actual encounter, will make you just always go, ooh, he kissed my shoulder and he didn't do nothing else. You don't know. And your friends just wait for you to go to, and what else you did? Nothing.
Yeah, what else happened? What happened? And so it ended up, you know, girls talk. I say, girl, he must have a little bitty thing because he's not even touching me. Maybe he's trying to get me hooked because he's lacking in an area. And they like, girl, yeah, that could be. And you know, I'm like, okay.
They pumping you up.
Yeah. And so I'm getting kind of nervous. I'm like, well, man, that would be a waste because I can't be with a man that can't. Oh, they can't bring it enough.
And so that's the one thing. You gotta keep girlfriends out your relationship.
Oh,
yeah.
my
They will
goodness.
kill. You will have the best godsend. They will tell you, oh girl, he's this and he's. Well, if he's not doing this, then don't. You don't talk to him and find out what's wrong. Don't tell her, because you will not have a man. Been there, done that. Your man will be gone, and that help over there miserable. Right. Your man gone. You like,
and you
now I gotta go. I've already. Excuse the expression. I've already got this man trained the way a man needs to be doing the things he needs to be doing. And
Yeah.
Can you? What? He gone for the next one.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, what Betty Wright say? Well, they cook up a little food, throw a little party, you know. Don't blame Mr. Charlie.
I have one more question before we wrap up. I want to ask Ms. Nicole, have you ever sent your man flowers?
No. I'm gonna go with no.
Consider. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up. Start with you. I mean, is there anything you want to let everyone know? You have going on? No, I mean just
in general.
Personalized, yeah.
Just working on a few projects. So you will see Red Thomas in the works the end of the year, December, coming into January 2013. And just doing what I have to do to make me the better me.
And they can find you on Facebook.
Most definitely can find me on Facebook. Red Thomas, the author and poet.
Wow, great. So Ms. Nicole, anything you'd like to tell them before we close out?
Just to look for my book, The Secret Keepers, which is available at Amazon.com or on my website at www.jeannicolerivers.com, and to be on the lookout for my new book that is coming in spring of 2013.
Let me ask you, you do have a kid's book as well, right? Or no?
No, I don't. That's my next book.
Okay,
it's going to be a preteen, like a first chapter book.
Gotcha. Any exciting news for you before we close out?
Well, I can, speaking from a married standpoint, marriage is what you make it. And I know that sounds so cliched, but it really is. What I've learned is that you just find somebody just as throwed off as you are, and you just make it work. And that's what we've done. I found someone just as throwed off as I am, because it's not perfect. We have our kinks, but we are, with the help of counseling, and of course keeping God before us, we're able to make it work.
Okay, good thing. Do you have a Facebook page?
I do have a Facebook. Unfortunately, I really don't know the address to my Facebook. It's terrible.
Well, what's the name? I mean, they can look you up by
it's
name.
G. Nicole Rivers, but my Twitter is @GNicole19.
Okay. I would ask you, but I know you're a married woman, and I do not want to walk out of here and not. So stay tuned, guys. We have a lot of upcoming shows, a lot of big things happening, and we will see